Welcome to Church Media HQ. I'm Church Media HQ contributor Jeremy Lenentine. And as we begin this episode, I want to remind you to subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. Our podcast is available on both Apple and Google Podcasts, as well as Spotify and many other platforms. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube or Facebook, take a moment to like this video, which helps the content get seen by other church leaders like yourself. Lastly, you'd be truly awesome if you could leave us a 5-star review in Apple Podcasts and let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your feedback. And by rating and reviewing, you're again going to help other church leaders like yourself discover this valuable content. Now let's get ready for today's conversation with myself and the creator of Church Media HQ, Luke Clayton. All right, so if let's say that someone is wanting to try, because it looks like, you're always running specials, of bonuses, or where they can try something for, a certain number of days or whatever. So let's say that someone's on the fence, kind of like I was, 2 years ago, of saying, man, it's really taking up more of my time than it should. And again, the quality is not there like I'd like it to be, and they're ready to jump out there. Can you just talk to us about, because people want to just get to, okay, what does it cost? I might want to try this. And as I can say from personal experience, I think you'll like it. I really do. And I think it's worth trying, especially if you're recognizing the need that either you need to step it up in quality or you just need some of your time back to put it into better value, more bang for your buck. What's the cost on this, Luke, and what can someone expect to get from that cost?
Well, by now, we're probably 2 or 3 episodes into this series talking about it. So hopefully by now, if you're listening, you have gotten interested and you've actually gone to the website and you've discovered the pricing. But here's where we're actually talk about it, kind of break it down so that you kind of understand it. So again, when it comes to, there's actually Church Media HQ Premium and there's Church Media HQ Unlimited. Church Media HQ Premium starts at $99 a month. And then Unlimited is $199 a month. And so basically the difference between the two is this. When it comes to the actual premium level, the $99 a month level, we can do we can process about one service request a month. Okay, so you say, hey, I need a design for this, whatever it may be. Okay, we can do about one of those a month. Sometimes there's exception. We can maybe do one extra, but in most cases, almost every time, 9 out of 10 times, we're only going to be able to get to about one a month. With Unlimited, we can literally accept an unlimited amount of service requests from you, and you're going to get priority turnaround. So that means we're going to be fulfilling requests in as little as 3 days. So whenever you ask for something, you're going to, in almost every case, you're going to get hear back from us within about 3 business days, and we're going to have something for you in that time frame. So that's the biggest difference between Premium and Unlimited. Also with Unlimited, we offer a level of video service as well. So we are developing a process right now for creating church announcement videos where you can announce things like you can present things like your children's programs, your small groups, different things about your church in a video form that it makes for a great kind of impression piece that you play on Sundays for your guests so that they kind of can learn more about your church. And with Unlimited, you get access to that as well. Those announcement you're able to go through and kind of build your own announcement video, and we'll make it for you.
Yeah, very good. And the announcement videos are something that I think is really important. And again, you can get there, for not a lot of money, and they communicate so much better. I don't know. I'm harping on this for a second because I do a lot of announcements at our church, and I'll go home and my wife will ask me a question about some event, I'll say, what are you talking about? Like, I've been announcing this for 5 straight weeks. It's at 6 o'clock, And then she'll just tell me, she's like, well, listen, no one really listens to, you when you're up there doing the announcements. And it's true. For whatever reason, people are conditioned to look and to listen to a TV, and not as much someone when they're up there. For a lot of churches, announcements can ramble. You don't mean for them to, but they do. They just do. And sometimes they're not communicated as clearly as you think you're personally communicating them. I'm guilty of that. But man, we found that the video announcements, they really cut through a lot of that. They get right to the point. And again, people are they're like little kids just watching this, announcement video. Plus, a huge advantage that we found is we take that same announcement video and you can put it out onto your social media for people as reminders, right? Or maybe they weren't in church that Sunday, right? Luke, that happens all the time. They're not coming as often, but you'd really like for them to know about something that's coming up. If you have a strong, Facebook group or, Instagram following or whatever else, or a decent one, it lets them live on beyond the service. And that's huge for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and that's something, so many advantages of your, video announcements. You just mentioned the online aspect is huge, that you can just take it and literally post it online. Just the captivating factor of, it's a video, so it automatically engages people more. And yeah, you kind of said this too, the fact that it's concise, and that it's quick. I know a church that, actually this is probably a story for a lot of churches, a lot of churches that maybe didn't before are now having to do multiple services to create, the social distancing that makes people feel safe. And so I know one church that they have back-to-back services on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. I mean, so they have to quickly turn around their services, and they've been able to pretty efficiently do it. But one of the ways they do that is they start every service now with an announcement video that we produce for them. They start every service with an announcement. That way, all of the initial information that you need to share about upcoming events, about opportunities that the church offers, it's all, and it starts the service too, so it gets people's attention. And a lot of times, the first thing that people see is the one that sticks with them. So it's a great, it's kind of positioned there strategically, but it gets it out of the way. That way the pastor and the staff don't have to take time to cover announcements during the actual live service, and they can dedicate that time to worship and preaching as they should. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of announcements, and I think we finally, if you will, cracked the code here on making them in such a way to where we can give you a nice announcement video that's also very affordable.
That's really true. The predictability of it, when we get it, we can say, okay, it's 1 minute 40 seconds, or whatever. Mm-hmm. We know, and we have multiple services too. And sometimes someone will be given an announcement and they're shocked to find out they talked for 4 minutes. They didn't. It doesn't feel like 4 minutes. It's just that's how long you're up there. And the next service they might have only talked for 2 minutes. And it's hard to be predictable, especially if you have tight time constraints. Exactly. Which more and more churches are having that as well. So that's really true. Okay, so thank you for kind of explaining a little bit of the bundle. That makes a lot of sense. So listen, if someone knows a little bit about pricing, again, that looks affordable for sure, especially if, like you said, if they know a little bit about how much like a freelance or a service will cost or whatever else. Kind of on your end, if I can pry on that, man, how can you make it affordable? I know you're offering it, to as many churches as want to be able to take advantage of it. So how's that affordable aspect able to get pulled off?
Yeah. So, my short answer for that is we have, we are celebrating kind of like, this is like our 5th year of doing this for churches as far as doing graphics and creative work for churches. And over the years, we've just been able to develop a really effective system for just processing, the requests of churches, creative requests that come in. And also, and just so everybody kind of knows the ins and outs and what to expect. So when it comes to design, like I said, on that premium level, well, yeah, we're only guaranteeing you that we're able to fulfill one service request a month, and that's part of it. But like I said, the thing is with the average church, that's probably enough. Your church might have a little bit more going on, and so you're going to need that unlimited package, or maybe you want the video or some of the additional stuff that comes with that. But that and so that's part of it. Is hey, we're giving you a really great rate, and part of that is you do need to be we have to all have some patience here. We're going to work on this. We're going to get to it as soon as we can. Like I said, I mentioned it's about 3 business days, a minimum of 3 days on the unlimited is kind of that. It's as little as 3 days. On the premium, yeah, it's going to be about about 6 or 7. Is kind of going to be your turnaround, your minimum turnaround on that. And then also we're providing just to be clear, kind of some, like I said, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, if you will. We're providing what we call title graphics. That's part of the service. So we're providing you with this something that's going to be formatted, work for your screen, something that's going to work for social media, which again, for 90% of applications is going to be just about all you need. If you want something that is maybe formatted for print or in some other capacity, well, and I should have mentioned this, like we do have some print material designs mentioned on the unlimited tier, but by and large, if you want some major print job done, some big brochure or booklet, well, again, we're going to be honest with you. We're going to say, hey, there's actually going to be additional costs for that, but we're only going to do it if you approve it, and a lot of times we're going to talk you out of it because sometimes you think you need this big elaborate brochure or this big elaborate thing, and you don't, and so that's another aspect of it. So, like I said, we got an effective system that really works, and we've been working with churches, for several years now, and this kind of proves to be the way that it works. So, as long as you, again, I will say this, you could, another way to ask or another question we could ask is, well, who's this for? Well, I'll tell you this: who's it not for? It's not for the person who expects us to give you the same level of attention, if you will, as the guy you could hire and put down the hall. Now, again, that might be just the worst thing possible to sell from a sales perspective. But you're not going to be able to just, hey, oh man, I had this idea. Can you design this today? Well, no, that's not how it works. And so a lot of it has to do with the system we developed. We're giving you what I believe to be a high level of service for as little as $99 a month, and you're getting great work. And Jeremy, you can kind of testify for us. I mean, you've been one of those early adopters, but yeah. So that's how we're able to do that and keep that price affordable. And I'll say this too: we're guaranteeing anybody who signs up here, by Easter, we are guaranteeing that rate for at least 6 months. That's another thing that happens here in this industry, if you will. Prices go up, our cost goes up, and so sometimes your cost has to go up. But we're guaranteeing that rate, either the $99 or the $199 a month. We're guaranteeing that for at least 6 months, if not longer. And if you sign up, there actually are annual plans, so you can do $999 a year or $1,999 a year, and obviously those are going to be guaranteed for that full year. So anywhere from 6 to 12 months, you're getting locked into this rate as well. Because hey, it's been a rough few months, and so I think that's something we can do. Just to if you're we're going to give you this, we're going to lock you into that rate for at least 6 months to help you out there.
I'm so glad that you touched on this because I wouldn't have thought to bring this up in this context. But one of the things in the last 2 years since we've switched over to a paid service, one of the intangible things that I cannot put a price tag on is that it's forced me to be a more disciplined and future planner, which is always better for my church, for the health of my job and my family and stuff. Because when I was just designing it or I was asking my wife to design it, we would wait. We would wait, longer than we should, not plan out as far as we should. We were going to do it tonight, but it got interrupted by family dinner, or something. And so I was very undisciplined about it, not giving people enough time to know about it, to know the details, to promote, to let that idea grow. And sometimes just getting lazy or forgetful about it. But knowing that, hey, we're paying someone to do this. I want to be a good steward of our church's money and also of your time. It's forced me to get rid of sloppy ideas. It's forced me to plan a couple months out, know what's coming up, be ready for it. And just that alone has helped events to go better and more prepared, right? It's allowed sermon series to be sharper, more direct, and better content. I can't tell you how many times, I've talked to pastors and they're just struggling just to plan just a couple, maybe a week or two out for what they're going to be preaching about. And people aren't ready. They don't know what's coming. It doesn't allow you to build in your mind, just all of that. So the discipline of working with somebody else, me knowing, okay, it takes a couple of days for turnaround, all that stuff. It's been great though, because I've had to sit down and think in a clear mind. But once I communicate that, I forget about it. I go back to doing what I need to do because I know I've safely passed the ball to you. You're competent. You guys are going to get it done. It'll come back to me. It'll be better than what I could have done. It'll come back at a quicker timeline than what I could have done. And so, yeah, that's really true you're not going to just yell at someone down the hall. If you can afford to hire your own full-time media person, you're probably not listening to this episode, or you've already done that. But most of us are somewhere in the middle, to where you know that you have this need, but you can't really pay a full-time on-site person. Okay, this is really the best avenue for you to go down, is working with Luke or someone that does what Luke does, to be able to understand what your church needs and provide it in a good, timely manner with great design and things like that. So, how could somebody sign up if they do want to try this? If they want to get going with you, like you said, you're locking in rates and you're already discounting rates. I can see right here too. What's a way for someone to sign up to try Church Media HQ at any level?
Okay, so if you're listening to this or watching before Easter, then the way you can go ahead and sign up now is actually through our featured Easter bundle. So basically, you buy a bundle and you get either and you get either 30, or depending on which bundle you buy, you get either 30 or 60 days of access to Church Media HQ Premium. And I'll just be honest with you, when you buy the bundle, you're basically buying Church Media HQ Premium. You're beginning your membership because much of what is in the bundle, there's a couple of extra bonuses, but much of what is in the bundle is actually, just basically what you get in the membership. So if you buy the premium bundle, it depends on when you're listening to this. It started at $89. It's kind of slowly, basically the earlier you buy it, the better of a price you're getting on it. So if it starts at that rate, but anyway, so it started at $89 for the premium bundle. If you get that, you're also getting 30 days of access to premium, and then if you get unlimited, which started at $189 and is kind of going up from there, you get 60 days actually of access to Church Media HQ Unlimited. So it's kind of like getting 2 months for about the price, if not a little give or take, of 1 month of Church Media HQ Unlimited there. But yeah, that's how you're going to get it. It's the featured content on ChurchMediaHQ.com at Easter, ChurchMediaHQ.com, or if you're really feeling it, put /Easter or / Easter rather. Anyway, so yeah, that's how you get that. And I will say this too, another nice little bonus added feature of being a premium or unlimited member is that every time we do come out with these bundles, you just get those. That's just part of it. You get access to all of our films, and we are producing more films. More are coming, and so you're going to get access to all of our films. Also, something we touched on but didn't mention, we got a lot in the works now as far as what we can do for websites, and we're going to be providing you with something to help you have a really great, functional, nice looking website. And like I said, all of these different features and add-ons, as they come out, you just get access to them. And so yeah, and if you're listening after Easter or maybe before or whatever, and you're just not into, for whatever reason you didn't buy or don't want to buy the Easter bundle itself, well, you can head over to ChurchMediaHQ.com/premium and you can get on the waiting list, and we will let you know when it is actually available, which will be shortly after Easter. Right now, we just really want to push Easter and emphasize that, and then shortly after Easter, we're going to start, just like I said, just kind of saying, hey, premium is the way to go. This is how you, kind of get your creative needs taken care of from us. Yep.
And one thing I did want to say was, and just to be real honest and practical, I mean, where I sat for probably 4 or 5 years is that I knew I wasn't doing a great job with media, and that it would be nice to have somebody else. And it was always like, I don't know if I can afford the cost. But to be honest, in the church world, a church is funded by people who tithe and who give to the church. It's not like we're out there selling products. You might sell a couple of books, but that's not paying your bills. It's people coming in, having a heart for it, getting behind your vision, and then giving through, tithes, offerings, and gifts and stuff. And so what I found was, once I was able to get this off my plate, going out into the community, following up with people, meeting people, getting new people to come into the church is what actually, from a financial standpoint, advanced the mission of our church, which allowed us to do more. And so I stumbled for a lot of years thinking I was saving money by doing all of the media just myself. But really what I was doing was robbing the opportunity to go out and to meet people who could jump in and help financially towards our local church, to the mission that we believe God has us doing. And so, it very well might be, probably is, that the best thing that you could do with your time is not, as I was, put 10 to 12, 15 hours a month on something media, when I could use that time to go out and to meet people and try to grow the church numerically and financially. We understand God builds it. I'm just saying, have that opportunity to labor in that field instead. So just practically speaking, you might really be tripping over, trying to save a couple bucks, you might really be tripping over an opportunity to free up your time to do the thing that is most valuable for you, for what God has called you to do, and allow somebody else like Luke to do what God has called them and their team to do. And we all certainly appreciate it, Luke, for what you're doing for our church and other churches as well. Free through this podcast, or social media, just media graphics on your website, or also paid, doing what you guys do for a living, really helps us to keep doing what we need to do here in our local churches. So I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, well, again, this is something that I'm passionate about. Everybody that works with us here at ChurchMediaHQ and Must Increase is about. We just love helping churches, and we hate nasty, ugly, bad marketing, media, communication. It is just the world's worst villain when it comes to this stuff. And so we want to eradicate that. We want to get rid of it. And I want to emphasize this again. It doesn't matter how you choose to let us help you, whether you just want to freeload the rest of your life. That's fine. Honestly, I'm perfectly happy with that. But if you do want to jump on board, let us take care of you on this premium or unlimited capacity. Keep this in mind too. When you do that, I think one of the greatest things that to remember is, when you do that, you are actually helping us produce the content that's also free. So you're not only getting this content for your church, but in a way you're giving content and great. You're helping eradicate this bad, nasty, ugly media and communication by getting it for your church and giving it to another. And so it's churches like yours that make that possible. And for everybody who is already a member and with us on one of our premium tiers, we really appreciate you. So, and Jeremy, we appreciate you, man. And you go to the next level, and you're a contributor to Church Media HQ here. I mean, you are like a regular on the podcast nowadays, and seriously, we love having you.
All right, good deal. Do you have anything else to add in wrapping it up here?
No, I don't think so. I think that's about it. So, Jeremy, thanks for kind of leading us through this content.
Absolutely, man. And so since I'm now a contributor, I might mess this up, but I want to try the end wrap-up that you always do. So here we go. All right, listen, this weekend, okay, as you're doing what you're doing, right? Maybe you're stuck in a rut. Here's our challenge to you that Luke always challenges you. I'll challenge you now as a contributor. Try something new. Just try it, because it's way better to fail trying to do the extraordinary than it is to succeed at the average. And Luke, if I totally messed that up, I'm sorry, but the point is, try something new. Go for it this weekend,
You nailed it.
wherever your ministry is.
Nope, you nailed it. Nope, thanks, Jeremy, and do what he says. Try something new. Well, thanks again for joining us right here at Church Media HQ. We've been talking about Church Media HQ as far as what that means beyond just our podcast and YouTube content. We are providing creative content and resources for churches, things like designs, graphics, videos, and even creative coaching. And a lot of this is free, completely free of charge. If you head over to ChurchMediaHQ.com, you're going to learn more about these resources that we provide. And if you want a higher level of service and even more, look into Church Media HQ Premium. Church Media HQ Premium is the most affordable, full service creative solution for churches. We're going to offer you, again, a collection of graphics and including source files and Photoshop files that you can edit yourself. And if for some reason that graphics collection doesn't have what you're looking for, then we're going to even deliver other graphics based and custom tailored to what your requirements and your specifications of what you need. We also include our video series and other video assets as part of the Church Media HQ Premium membership. And we offer priority coaching, which means you are going to be able to get on more coaching calls, get more help that are dedicated to your church specifically and helping you with your needs there. Again, just head over to ChurchMediaHQ.com if you are interested in either the free content or the premium content available through Church Media HQ. Well, until next time, I want to remind you, as always, you know what I'm going to say. In fact, you need to be the one saying it back to me. You know what it's time for. It's time that you try something new. Why? Well, because it is so much better to fail at trying the incredible than it is to succeed at doing just the average. We'll see you next time right here on Church Media HQ.